like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So here's your review of Raw and SmackDown week commencing the 21st of August. So make sure you subscribe. So it starts with Sami Zayn coming out to a great reception. Fans have started hijacking the segment, basically chanting, because obviously they're in Canada, I should say. I think it's Quebec. And then Sami Zayn started speaking Canadian, which I can't pronounce. And then the Judgment Day basically come out, started surrounding the ring. And then who makes his return? Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. I don't know how the music goes, but Kevin Owens makes his return and basically clears house and challenges the Judgment Day to a tag team match. Then we go into Riddle and Drew versus the New Day in a decent match, because obviously they had a back and forth the other week. But in the end, Viking Raiders interfered and the New Day got the victory. Then we had JD and Finn in the back, basically talking about things with the Judgment Day, and then Rhea pulls up and goes, she needs to talk to Finn alone, not with JD. So we'll see what happens there. Then we had Gunther talking about how he's going to beat Chad and how he's going to keep building his legacy. So then we have Chad Gable versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship in a really good match. Chad pushed Gunther to the limit, but in the end, Chad actually won, but by count out. So Gunther still the IC champion. Then we had a Judgment Day in the back talking about who should face Sami Zayn in the tag team match, because basically obviously KO called them out, so they're talking about who should be facing what members of the Judgment Day should be facing KO and Sami Zayn. Then we had Gunther, basically he was unhappy that he lost. He's unhappy he lost, and then it goes to Cody Rhodes, who's getting interviewed. But while he's getting interviewed, he walks out to the arena and says he can't wait for KO and for Sami Zayn to beat up the Judgment Day, basically. Then we have a video package showing Shinsuke Nakamura talking about Seth and his weakness, which is his back. And then it's showing that Seth is going to face Shin at Payback for the Heavyweight Championship. Then we have Rhea versus Candice in a decent match, but in the end, Rhea wins. And then Raquel Rodriguez comes out, and then Rhea and Raquel fight. And I think they're going to face at Payback. Then we have Tommaso Ciampa saying he's being used as a stepping stone. He's not having it anymore. He is back and he wants the belt. He wants to do something. Then it's John Cena is returning next week, I believe, on SmackDown. So we'll see what he says. Then we have The Miz come out, says he's got so much more of a resume than LA Knight. And then LA Knight is a flash in the pan, and he's going to face a dangerous opponent to prove to LA Knight he's the man. So instead he faces Tozawa. So it's Miz versus Tozawa. LA Knight comes out as well and distracts Miz, and Tozawa wins. And then the Miz starts showboating and gets beat down by LA Knight. Then we have Drew and Riddle in the back. Drew's basically saying the tag team is not working because obviously they lost earlier in the night. And then the New Day convinced Drew to give it another crack. Then we have Becky calls out Trish. Trish basically comes out with Zoe, starts trashing Quebec, and then they get into a back and forth, really. Then we have Chelsea Green and Piper versus Kaden and Carter in a decent match. Go and watch it, but in the end, Piper gets the victory. Then we have Seth Rollins talking about his back. He basically says he has 2 fractures on his spine, and it's getting worse. He's had his injury over 4 years, but it's all part of the gig. But if Shin mentions his wife or his child, he's not playing. He's going to beat him down and wait for him. Then we have KO and Sami Zayn versus Finn and Damien. Really good match, but it ended in DQ because KO came down, hit Finn with a briefcase. Sami and KO just get beat down, and then Cody Rhodes comes out for the save. So then in the main event of the evening, it's Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn and KO versus the Judgment Day in a really good match. Go and watch it. And in the end, the Judgment Day get the victory. Then we head over to SmackDown. So before SmackDown happened, Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt both passed away. So this SmackDown was basically honouring their lives. So RIP to both of those, and it goes into a Bray Wyatt tribute, like just showing his whole career within the WWE. Then we go to Ray versus Grayson Waller. While the match happens, Theory comes out, and Ray gets the victory. Then we have Io Sky versus Zelina in a really good match, but in the end, Io Sky got the win. Then we have Cody Rhodes come out. He goes into a story about Terry Funk, say he used to call people weird names, and he calls Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt both cowboys as a tribute. Then the Brutes versus the Street Profits in an extreme match in honor of Terry Funk. Bobby Lashley comes out and spears Butch, and Street Profits gets the victory. Then we have LA Knight comes out. He talks about Bray, how even though Bray, they didn't get along, but Bray helped him get ready for anything, and basically says thank you to Bray. Then starts calling out The Miz. Then in the main event of SmackDown, it's LA Knight versus Finn Balor in a decent match, but in the end, LA Knight got the victory. So that was really a tribute to Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. RIP to both of them.